What is up, Pats Nation? It is Patriots Global here with another video, and this is another video where we are going to be talking about two wide receivers that the Patriots have started contract negotiations with. I recently made another video about the Patriots being in contract negotiations with defensive end / linebacker John Simon. So if you want to hear about that and all those details and my opinions, go check out that video after you watch this one. But for today's video, we're going to be talking about the Patriots being in contract negotiations with wide receivers Chris Hogan and Phillip Dorsett. Now, why would I make a video about these? Why do I make videos about them just being in negotiations? Well, this is a channel where I update you guys, and I want to be able to update you guys no matter how big or small something is, but this is actually pretty dang big and something people won't give credit for because it shows that the Patriots obviously have interest in these guys, but I'm also letting you guys know how big that these guys' markets actually are. So to start off, we're going to talk about Chris Hogan. Now, Chris Hogan is actually expected to have a very huge market despite having more of a lower season with the Patriots. It's being said that more than 20 teams are actually interested in signing him once he becomes a free agent. Because of his market being so big, Chris Hogan could get very nice money that I guarantee you the Patriots will not match. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see this as another case of, say, how it ended up with wide receiver Danny Amendola when the Dolphins signed him. I could see a team coming into free agency, signing Chris Hogan to this big, huge deal, expecting him to be as productive for them as he was at times with the Patriots, and then it possibly not working out. Chris Hogan, or as they like to call him 7-Eleven for always being open, didn't seem to always be open this past season. With Edelman being out for the first 4 games because of his suspension, a lot of us were expecting Chris Hogan to step up, and he got a pretty dang big role for those first 4 games, but really didn't impress us all that much. This past season, he was targeted 55 times, catching 35 passes for 532 yards and 3 touchdowns with a lawn of 63. Chris Hogan can definitely be that guy. There's no doubt in my mind that he can, and he has shown flashes of that throughout the season. It's just consistency with Chris Hogan seems to be something that he lost this past season. And me personally, if the Patriots are going to spend big bucks on a wide receiver, I would prefer them to do so on a guy that can be, actually consistent with how he performs. Now, a lot of people think that Patriots didn't utilize Chris Hogan the right way, and that's very understandable. That's actually something that I can agree with to an extent. But me personally, I don't think that Chris Hogan's unproduction came just because the Patriots, air quote, didn't use him the right way. It definitely was part of it, but it wasn't the whole reason. Hogan ended up starting to see a decline of his snaps once Julian Edelman came back and Josh Gordon had seen the team. A lot of people believe that that's just because better receivers came in. The Patriots just kind of pushed Chris Hogan down on the depth chart, and that is definitely part of what it is. But the other thing also comes to, again, consistency. Chris Hogan had the chance before Josh Gordon and Julian Edelman came to the team, and he really didn't utilize that. Not to mention the fact that Chris Hogan had some pretty brutal drops this season. I mean, passes that literally were not covered by a defender. Catches that literally my grandma could make, and he didn't. So while Tom Brady definitely still has that trust with Chris Hogan, I think a part of that got lost. Not to mention that Chris Hogan graded as the Patriots' worst outside receiver according to PFF. Once Brandon Cooks left, a lot of us looked more towards Chris Hogan saying, you know what, he's going to be our vertical threat. He's going to be our deep field threat. He's done it before. He proved that in 2016 season. And he showed flashes of being able to do so, but ultimately just wasn't in the end. Now, if you remember and you've been following my channel for a while, I actually made a video about Chris Hogan actually starting negotiation contracts with the Patriots a while ago. I believe it was in later August that the Patriots had started those contracts with Chris Hogan, and at that time they were far from a deal. I mean, him and the Patriots were just on totally different pages, but the Patriots had definitely started to talk to him about an extension. We are now in March, and we're hearing that the Patriots are trying to restart those conversations. In my opinion, Chris Hogan will not be a Patriot next season. I think he's going to get a deal that, like Danny Amendola, he will not be able to pass up. I think he's going to get overpaid, and the Patriots are going to make the smart decision and not spend big bucks on Chris Hogan. And by no means am I knocking on Chris Hogan or what Chris Hogan has done for us or the Patriots organization whatsoever. I would like to see Chris Hogan back, but for a cheaper price. And I'm not talking like $1 million or anything like that, but definitely not willing to give the kind of money that teams are going to offer Chris Hogan. Now, on to wide receiver Phillip Dorsett. So, both the Patriots and Dorsett have a mutual interest at a contract extension and return to the Patriots, but Dorsett's camp is likely to test the open market and see what's actually out there for him. Dorsett actually spoke with this reporter that ended up releasing this news and said that he isn't a guy that's all about money. He isn't a guy that is going to go to a team that offers him the most money. He just wants to be somewhere where he has the opportunity and a place where he could get a larger role. He also said that he would like to be a starter for a team and not a guy that's mostly sitting on the bench. Now, once Brandon Cooks, Phillip Dorsett kind of started being the guy that talks and sort of started being what's surrounded as the air quote Brandon Cooks replacement. He had an amazing mini camp, OTAs, training camp. He started off the season pretty well and then kind of started to take more of a downfall. Then Edelman came back and Josh Gordon came back and Phillip Dorsett was rarely seen time on the field. Now, once Gordon ended up leaving because of his suspension and mental issues and all that stuff, Dorsett ended up seeing a rise in playtime and easily started becoming one of Brady's go-to guys. He became the Patriots' second wide receiver on the depth chart, started clicking with Tom Brady, and was back catching touchdown passes and ended up catching one of the best touchdown passes I've seen Tom Brady throw all season against the Chiefs. The 26-year-old Phillip Dorsett will definitely demand more than the $1.1 million that he earned in 2018, and I definitely think that the Patriots would be willing to pay more for a young wideout trending in the right direction, but definitely will not offer him the money that a lot of other teams would, like I mentioned with Chris Hogan. Like I mentioned though, the thing with Phillip Dorsett is he doesn't care about money. He just cares about opportunity, and to me, that is a perfect Patriot. But with what I also talked about, it kind of worries me because you have Josh Gordon potentially coming back. You have guys being talked about like Golden Tate joining the Patriots. So what really happens with Phillip Dorsett when all these guys come back? I mean, just imagine if it's Golden Tate, Julian Edelman, and Josh Gordon. Do we really see Phillip Dorsett being a starter? I don't know. I just think that's a little bit of a push. In all honesty, guys, I could see it going both ways. I could see Phillip Dorsett coming back to the Patriots, and it's something I would like to see. Honestly, I would love to have Phillip Dorsett back on the team. I fully 100% am a go for that. But I could see him joining another team where he could be a legitimate go-to number one wide receiver. So, right now, that's where the Patriots stand with both wide receiver Chris Hogan and Phillip Dorsett. Both are more than likely going to test the open market. I doubt that the Patriots get anything finished before the 13th of March. But what are your guys' thoughts on Chris Hogan and Phillip Dorsett? Which one do you want to be signed realistically? And realistically, who do you think is honestly going to be signed, if any? Let me know in the comments below. Also, while you guys are at it, please make sure you like this video if you did like it, and subscribe while you're at it so you know when I post new videos, and hit that notification bell so you know when I post all my videos and you get notified right as it gets uploaded. Make sure you guys share this video with everybody you know so that we can grow the Patriots Global family, and other than that, I will catch you guys in another video.
world.